Hello, everybody. This is Don with the Vlog of Many Things, and with me is
Steven?
and
Tinka.
I guess we're going to be a trio tonight.
Trio.
Who's got the banjo? Foogly, how you doing tonight?
Foogly's got the banjo. Okay. I by the way, the intro music I wanted to hear. I'm like, it made me think of a xylophone. No, I like it, but I was like for the opening credits, like I wanted it to come in to me playing the music, but
We'll work on a new opening. How's that?
no, I like it, but it made me want to like do this crap, and that's embarrassing.
Well, tonight we're going to be talking about some important court decision that came about with the Diamond distribution bankruptcy.
Yep.
I believe it came from the judge that made a decision that I think is going to impact the creditors in a positive way. We're going to talk a little bit about game design, proper do's and don'ts. We're going to talk about Wizards of the Coast possible new strategy. Is D&D truly dead like some people are saying in videos? And we're going to talk about 16-year-old disabled kid who got fired for stealing stuff out of the trash and arrested.
Yeah, by a douchebag manager.
By a douchebag manager from a company that sells $21 billion in goodies a year.
Foogly, you never offered to get me a bard to sing an intro for me. I'm just saying.
Well, what shall we talk about tonight first, gentlemen?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe the railroading of the kid?
Yeah, we'll talk about the railroaded kid. All right. For those of you who do not know, there is a grocery chain in my home state of Michigan called Meijer's. They are expanding into Ohio and Indiana. They sell approximately up to $21 billion a year in goods. So they're a major company, but they were kind of like a mom and pop start grocery store in the 50s. They're all over the place. In my town alone, there's two of them, two major ones. They sell food, clothing, and all that. There was a 16-year-old young boy who worked there who was developmentally disabled. And he worked in the deli. And what it turned out was every night they will throw away expired food, like fruit cups and broaster chickens that they throw in the trash. And because this kid walks 3.5 miles to work every day one way, he's developmentally disabled. He decided that he was going to eat a fruit cup and some chicken. They estimate about $1 a day's worth of food that he took from the dumpster area. Well, the store manager seen this, and instead of telling him to stop, he began for 3 months tracking this kid every day, tallying it up until the kid hit the felony amount of $110, called the police, and had the kid arrested. Let's do this. Let me pull this up to a better view. That is the kid. That is the dickhead manager right there. And basically, the way the video goes, folks, is they came in, did the whole thing, cuffed him, the walk of shame through the store and everything. That was about 6 months ago. And they estimate Meijer's, with the social media backlash now, has lost up to $3 billion in sales. Good.
Yeah, and even worse, they won't fire the manager.
They have taken no action against the manager. I think it's shitty. I mean, you got a developmentally disabled kid. I mean, the kid's already got problems. If he's taking dollar fruit cups that are expired from the trash area and chicken from the trash area, I think it would have been more proactive to pull him off to the side and say, hey, you can't do that. And then say, hey, are you hungry?
Yeah, actually help the kid.
Yeah. But they didn't. They arrested him. And it's been 6 months. Charges are still pending as of today. Meijer today posted on TikTok a video, and then they took it down because they had 25,000 comments inside of just a few hours.
Yeah.
And none of them were good. Everybody was doxing the manager, home address. They gave the guy's personal cell phone out there. They had to shut the phones off at the store because they were getting 25,000 calls an hour.
Oh, wow.
And Facebook today, they made another post, and they went ahead and I guess said that we learn from our mistakes and we want to do better. And the backlash and comments are a shit show beyond shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Eric, you were in law enforcement. Have you ever arrested a developmentally disabled kid for stealing $1 in fruit cups?
Honestly, if I had gone to that job, I would have been the one pulling the manager aside and going, "Hey, listen, is there I'm not saying you don't have the legal right to request that action be taken, but don't you think there's a better way to handle this?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's the whole thing too, right? I mean, uh, very few things are cut and dry, but even the most, oh God, obtuse businessmen should know that arresting a developmentally disabled youth for stealing discarded food is probably not the image you want for your company or your
Well,
corporation. I have no idea why he did it. Not the kid. Well, the manager did it, but
the question that
neither
is
here
at
nor there.
odds here is, and Thaddeus makes a good point. He says they should have stopped it immediately. Would be curious that the fact that they waited couldn't be considered accessory. Well, evidently, someone checked into the statutes in Ohio, and I double checked this. And according to the city statute of theft, if you steal from the garbage, that's not theft.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because it's
And
considered discarded.
yes, also by
Yeah, but most jurisdictions consider garbage to be
that's
outside
where they're
garbage,
getting
not
this kid
inside.
at, because the argument is it was still in the store in the discard bin along with other trash, and it had not been taken out to the trash yet.
Right. Because I know at the NYPD, that was always a
Yeah.
workaround. Like, well, you don't need a search warrant for somebody's
Yeah.
garbage. But here's the thing, like in New York City, yes, the NYPD can go through your garbage, but your neighbor can't. Because once you put the garbage out, it belongs to the
Mhm.
city. Just so you know.
Well, Fugly says Disneyland has a policy that trash belongs to Disney because employees could take materials by throwing stuff away and then take it from the trash. But that's a policy on Disneyland property. Unscripted Unchained says appears to be entrapment. See, this is my issue with it. My issue with this entire situation is that the manager self admits on the video, and you can go to YouTube and see Meyer arrests kid, and you'll see the entire video. The manager admits that he found this out really quickly, but he wanted to get to a felony level. He admits it to the cop, and the cop goes right with it. I mean, the officer takes this kid. I mean, just it's shameful to me.
Well,
I mean,
what I want to know is, why wasn't the manager immediately fired? Why are they protecting him despite losing all this money? I think somebody is connected to somebody, and they're
well, I think they're worried about civil.
they're going to get civil here soon.
Once you fire somebody, you're actually saying we did something wrong. Yeah. So that's a bit of a no-no. And as for the cop, I'm gonna throw out a secret that it's not a secret. Yes, having quotas for activity is illegal, but it's not illegal to have productivity goals. Don't ask me what the difference is, because there is none. Yep. So it could be the cop was going, wow, this is the easiest felony collar I could ever ask for. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, see, my wife says Myers has and they do have my wife pissed off. We can shop at Horrocks. Horrocks is a local farmer's market.
What? That can happen.
Excellent place. Micro Dude says, got my nose again. Yeah. Have faith in the system, my friends. Fugly says the fact that they documented behavior over so many days without intervention is some sort of Fugly, it was over 3 months. This guy was documenting this kid until he could he needed to get to $110. And as soon as he hit it, he called the cops.
Yep.
So Absolutely, and that's the whole point here. And this young kid and such. Um, yes, Myers notorious also for this is that they have self checkout, and they'll accuse you of stealing before you even at the self checkout. They'll stop you. So yeah,
Wonderful.
they're quite the unique store. So things ain't working out too well for them, evidently. $110 worth of fruit cups. They get the collar, and they lost now $3 billion in sales so far.
I'm wondering how long it's going to be before the stockholders step up and go, y'all better fix this or something, or we're going to be getting rid of some people.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's really a shame. It's a shame what they're doing to this kid because as of today, they're still pressing charges against him, even after making their big post about how, if you guys go on Facebook and search for Meyer, Meijer, you'll see they got the big J is red, a blue M, and they made this really beautiful post how we learn from our lessons and we learn from, you know, doing what's right for us.
Sure.
Well, that sounds like Watsy's statement with the OGL. Nobody lost here. Everybody won.
Right.
No, everybody won. Everybody.
Well, there is good news about this. And the good news about this is this kid had a court-appointed attorney because, of course, he's poor. He's eating fruit cups that are expired. So I guess some massive corporate big-name law firm now has stepped in and said, we're representing him with our team. So this is going to get quashed real quick. And I hope, and the problem is that, you know, the kid really has no grounds to sue because he was taking food. It's going to take, they got a GoFundMe up for the kid, by the way. And the GoFundMe is raised, like as of this afternoon, it was at like $25,000 for the kid.
Oh, nice.
So they're trying to raise money to get him a car and help him out and all that.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So.
You know, what I think would be interesting would be if somebody starts, you know, I'm not saying do anything illegal, but they like start recording this guy and maybe catch him somewhere open mic where he's like, ha ha ha, I hated this kid and I wanted to destroy him and we succeeded, ha ha ha, or something like that.
Oh, there's something going on with this guy, with this kid. There's massively something going on.
Yes, that's what I figure. It's probably some like vengeance thing that's gone sideways on him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what's actually aimed at the kid himself, but I know one of my local supermarket chains does hire those that have some mental disabilities. And it could be this manager was just like, oh, I got the perfect fix for this. I know how. We'll have one of these. This kid's going to steal. It's going to be a felony. The company's going to shut the whole program down.
That could be a possibility. Yeah.
Here, folks.
Well, I'll put you this
if
way.
you know human nature, possibility.
If looks were adequate, this guy looks like a fucking asshole.
Oh yeah.
No, if you go to YouTube again, go to YouTube, watch 16-year-old arrested for stealing fruit cups, and watch the video. You see, there's like 3 other people in the room, and they want nothing to do with this. You can tell the way they're looking like, and this manager's standing up, and you could just tell he's so proud. He's got the paperwork in his hand.
I'm gonna get a promotion. This is awesome.
Yep. That's when you just step up and say, "I'll pay for the fruit cups."
Yep.
Too late. I've documented it all on my cell phone.
I'll read
pictures
for the fruit cups. That's what you do, you know.
But the thing is, he was tracking this for 3 months. What you do is the very beginning, you say, listen, why are you taking fruit cups out of the trash? Are you hungry?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
come on, guys.
I am starting to think that your theory that this is an attempt to get rid of this program because, all these people that we're bringing in are bad and they're stealing from us. Like, that's just stupid because you're hurting yourself more by doing what they did to this kid than if they just said, well, this program isn't working out for us. We're just going to cancel it. Because, okay, there'll be some backlash from that, but definitely not the absolute poo fest that's going on right now with this. I mean, this is just going sideways into next Wednesday.
Is it just me? Is Steve's video frozen?
Steve's video's frozen.
Steve's video
I'm not
is
frozen.
frozen. Oh, no.
Oh, it unfroze.
Okay, good.
I think that's
Here's the
restream.
thing.
Okay,
Steve was frozen.
You know,
okay, good. Because we get
And then I kicked out Tom. No, I think that's restream that's doing it.
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
what do we got here? Let's try to get him back in. Okay,
I'm still here.
good. All right. So now that we beat that dog for 15 minutes, let's go beat another dog.
Ooh. which
Diamond
one?
Distribution. Eric, you can take this one because you're the one who kind of wrapped this up.
Well, I've been following this because it pops into my news feed. Apparently, Google says you like Diamond Distribution and their bankruptcy. And for those that don't know, Diamond was essentially trying to. I'm trying to find a descriptive way to say this without using curse words, but we'll just say without lubrication to everybody who worked. Tom, you're not with us anymore.
Hold on.
Tom,
He's not even waiting
we
room. He
love
got
you.
booted completely.
Okay. Well, in any case,
Yeah, he's got problems.
everything that people had on consignment, and consignment is not really like Diamond owning it. You still own it, but they're going to sell it
Yeah.
for you. Diamond was saying, no, we own it, and we're going to sell it to make our creditors
real
as
quick,
whole
Eric.
as they can be.
Let me kind of do something here real quick lead up, okay? So people understand how distribution works. If you go to Diamond Distribution and say, I want you to carry my game nationwide, and they say, we will. Well, let's say we're going to carry Gangbusters. What they do is they'll say, we want like 500 copies of this, 500 copies of that. They don't pay you for them. You give them those copies. And then as they sell them, what they do is they give you your cut.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like Diamond's buying 5,000 copies from Wizard Tower Games. Yay. No, they order by PO 5,000 copies. And we have to provide them with that. And then as they sell them and distribute them, we get our money. So there you go, Eric. Sorry about that. Just so people were.
No, that's fine. So in bankruptcy court, though, those that were getting
Mhm.
screwed, and there's no other way to put it, those that were getting screwed, kind of like what happened here.
Almost had a big accident.
Wet yourself a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Those that were getting screwed hired pulled. You knocked Tom off. In any case, those that were getting screwed, Tom, you're gonna make me seasick.
I don't know what's going on.
I hired a law firm. They hired an attorney, and they were fighting for their rights. And I'll be honest with you, I thought they were screwed, but they're not totally screwed because the bankruptcy judge has made a ruling, and the ruling is essentially, Diamond, you can attempt to take the consignment inventory, but you got to go through the litigation with each and every publisher whose property
And you have to show the court. Thank you.
Yep.
My wife thought I had a big mess. I didn't. It was a little one.
Okay.
So basically what those are called, they're called, for people who don't know, they're called adversarial hearings. And what an adversarial hearing is, as an example, let's say I gave Tom's Games a bunch of product to hold for me and Tom's going to sell it. Tom files corporate bankruptcy. I can argue to the court that Tom did not own my games because he never paid me for them. Tom's telling the court through bankruptcy that we want to liquidate Don's games. So we have a thing called an adversarial hearing. And it's where basically the bankruptcy filer has to show cause to the court why that game material, as an example, is an asset to be liquidated.
Mhm.
And then, but it's expensive. And there's hundreds literally of people.
More room for me. I'm going to man the spread now. Hold on a second.
You're wearing shorts, I hope.
I am. I'm wearing that. I can pull my shorts up.
Okay.
I'm going to man spread. Thank you, Tom, giving me man spread.
So basically what it is it's a hearing where Diamond will have to substantiate their right to liquidate, as an example, whatever game's product. And it's tough. It is tough because the bankruptcy court, although they always defer to the bankruptcy filer, when the bankruptcy filer can't prove they own the property, that's a tough one because distribution is very well known in bankruptcy court. He must be having trouble getting back in too.
Yeah, he's got internet problems
He's
tonight.
got video
Probably.
issues. Even Steve, you're locking up.
Okay, so it's probably a restream thing then.
Yeah, there's something going on here, but any rate, so yeah, he's not in waiting room. So it's an interesting thing. I think it's a really good thing for the creditors. I really do. We'll try this one more time. I think it's
now I can't man
no, you
spread.
can't man
I was
spread.
man spreading.
So it's an interesting thing because they're going to have to now really fight, and it's expensive. These adversarial hearings. Okay.
Does that include sword fighting at 20 paces?
I'll tell you what, it'd be a lot less painful to Diamond to sword fight. Well, you figure adversarial hearings are one by one. So it's not like the bankruptcy court sits down and has 50 all at once. And Diamond's attorneys have to legitimize basically their business model to the bankruptcy court. And I don't think they can.
And here's the thing. If you're going to do this, you're going to go after the bigger companies because that's where the money is. And the smaller companies are the ones. Why waste your time and money trying to litigate with a small company with maybe a couple $1,000 when Green Roman probably has $250,000? That's the stuff that you want, right?
But see, this is the danger of it. If they go ahead and say yes to one, they have to say yes to everybody because it's a precedent that gets set. Because that's like if all four of us are game companies and we file against Diamond, okay? And Steve's games wins his adversarial hearing and gets his games back. Then we all can use that same argument and say, wait a minute, Your Honor, you said Steve gets his games back. How come I can't get mine back? We're under the same contract terms. We're the same everything, Your Honor. How come we can't do that? You know what I mean?
Excuse me. Now, here's a question then. Could Diamond theoretically negotiate with some of these publishers and say, hey, listen, we only want to keep 20% of your inventory?
I don't think you can do that in bankruptcy court. Because it's like with the TSR bankruptcy, with my claim of over $7,000. You know, I know that the attorney that I was talking to, because I said, can't we just make an offer? Maybe say, give me three of it back. I'll take anything. And she said, no, it's all or nothing.
Interesting. Very interesting. You know what? It's a shit show.
It is.
And my God, they're stepping in it.
Mm-hmm.
They really are.
It's like a lot of companies are these days. Just like, what's the stupidest possible way we can function in this world?
Well, the thing is, when you file corporate bankruptcy, liquidating assets or just the termination of invoices is common. But when you're dealing with a distributor, that's not their property. Like as an example, like if I'm with Alliance Games, which we're pending right now with Alliance Games approval, at any time I can show up at Alliance Games' door, terminate my contract with them, and they have to give me my product back.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I cannot lie. I mansplain. I man spreaded so far, I knocked out Tom's internet. All right, just saying. Just saying.
RPG Grants, I think this is going to be painful no matter what. It's going to be very painful because sadly, the companies that want their product back are going to have to hire an attorney to argue because bankruptcy court is a very unique court. They do not allow pro se representation. Yep.
Really?
Well, that's
If you're going to argue, you can talk to the bankruptcy trustee pro se. You can deal with the trustee pro se, but you cannot argue to the judge pro se on bankruptcy related direct matters involving assets. As if it's a corporate. Now, if it's just someone filing personal bankruptcy and they owe me $5,000, I can go in front of the judge and say, "Hey, Your Honor, Joe Smith, that $5,000's mine," and the judge says, "Okay, you tell me, Mr. Samora, why." But if it's corporate, you have to have representation, and it's not cheap.
Lawyers ain't cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you go for clown shoes, in which case, they're cheaper. Yeah.
Fugley says ethical standards of business, who needs them? You know what the thing is, though? Bankruptcy in corporations is very common. It's part of business with a lot of corporations.
Yeah.
It's called restructuring. And I haven't checked. Is Diamond doing a restructuring, or are they going straight off liquidation?
They're already a new company.
Okay, so they're in restructure is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they're already not paying the new bills.
Starting off with a bang.
Just saying that's word on the street, as they say, or in the back alleys.
Oh, they're just batting 1,000.
Oh, we're gonna get to Voldemort here in a minute.
Voldemort. Sorry.
Okay, now I got a question for everybody. I saw a video by Joe the Lawyer. I'm going to bring Joe the Lawyer up here. And Joe the Lawyer basically was kind of advocating that D&D is pretty much dead.
Well, I would say that Critical Role doesn't believe so, because Critical Role season 4. Not that I watch this shit, folks. Just gonna clear my plate. But season 4 of Critical Role is not using Daggerheart. They're going to be using D&D 5th edition. 2014 or 2024. Don't know, don't care. But D&D is not dead. And there's a lot of reasons why I don't think it's ever going to die. But
I think it's a strategy by Wizards of the Coast. I know people don't like the whole dancer graphic. And I know people don't like the crochet book. But I actually think the crochet book is kind of unique, positive marketing.
I think the crochet book is a better marketing deal than the Life of a Showgirl meme that they try to turn into something. And I say that because I don't think there's too many Swifties that are gamers or dating gamers, but there are going to be people that crochet that are aunts, grandparents, parents, maybe even dating a game or married to a gamer. So there's going to, or could be one, but there's going to be more of an overlap than there will be the Swifties.
But I also think Tom says 5e is dead, long live 5e. I don't think 5e is dead at all. I think what they're doing is, and I can be very careful how I navigate what I'm getting ready to say, but I think their strategy is more in line with they have existing long-term IP that they can go ahead and milk better than they can on Drive-Thru RPG. Then you take into consideration 5e. And I think what they're doing with 5e is, like, as an example, I'll say the crochet book. Think of it this way. Grandma's crocheting little Eye of the Beholders and dragons and, goblins for her grandkids. Oh, Grandma, what do you got? And I think what they're trying to do is I think they're trying to not cross-promote, but they're trying to co-promote into a newer, younger audience by proxy. And I think what you're going to see coming from Wizards of the Coast is a series of licensing
Oh yeah,
licensing items that aren't directly targeted at gamers. But I think it's more designed to say, hey, at your age, D&D is a perfect fit for you.
right.
Come into our fold. And they go then
I think it's
go ahead.
going to be like a life brand. It's going to be a life brand. It's going to be, you're going to walk into the store and be like, hey, look at that. There's a D&D themed whatchamajig. Maybe my new whatchamajig. D&D themed iPad covers. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I could have this on my iPad. And it doesn't have to be that they're gamers. I like fantasy movies. That looks cool. I'll grab that. And then you get that little bit of a cross. I think it's very telling that Dan Arub, or Arub, whatever. Sorry, Dan, I'm screwing up your name. I apologize. But he's the vice president of D&D franchise, and everything falls into him. And what is a franchise? A franchise is licensing out the rights to others to basically enable others to make you money. And I think that's very telling
Yes.
in what's going on. And I think that D&D, and like I mentioned this before the show, I mentioned this in one of my videos, Dan's later, he had this whole thing from July 30th, actually, my birthday, on D&D Beyond. You should read it because he addresses that they made missteps and he wants to focus on listening to the gamers, the players, and giving material that you all can use. But not only that, he doesn't mention WotC or Hasbro once. He mentions D&D. That's all he mentions. We at D&D.
But Thyatis says something here that I actually disagree with. Thyatis says expanding the audience only works if the core audience is alienated in the process. Last I checked, WotC has done a good job at alienating his core audience. I don't believe WotC has alienated their core audience because the problem with the core audience is this. Thyatis, me, Eric, Tom, we all think we're the core audience. No, we're not. We are not the core audience. We are the long-term players. Okay?
Right.
But people like Eric and me and Joe the lawyer and Tom are not on WotC's target range of this is who our players are. They are wanting younger players. And I would say the sub 30-year-old and younger is probably their sweet spot, what they're looking for. Because my wife made a point a few comments ago that, the teacher and her, D&D is very popular in schools. And just in the several school districts around here, and I know this for a fact because I try to deal with them because of owning a game company. There's about a dozen gaming groups that play D&D 5e in the general Battle Creek area, Lakeview, Battle Creek Public Schools, Penfield.
But here's the thing: they're not playing 2024.
No, they're not. They're playing 2014 is what they're probably playing.
Right, and that's when Dan talks about missteps. 2024 was a misstep. And listen, I watched Joe's video, his latest one where he's talking about D&D and comparing the two editions of 5e, and the new edition of 5e. And I don't know if Joe said it in quite as many words because he was saying that they were changing the fluff. They changed the soul of what 5e was. Yeah. And that's why players are not moving in the numbers that they need to make 2024 viable, because they thought give them more powerful characters, make it, but take the soul out of the game, take the things that players had imagination for, and instead you get 2024, and that's where it falls flat. Again, they wanted to keep their 2014 players, move to a new system without calling it a new system, and that was a very bad marketing ploy for gamers.
It's so like Matt. For people who don't know who Matt Colville is, does anyone know who Matt Colville is here? Matt Colville, an online DM on YouTube. He's got a big following.
Yeah.
He just put out a game called Draw Steel. And it's getting like it's getting a lot of shit from people. but also it's getting praised because it's real crunchy and it's grid-based combat, so like 4E.
Right.
And you know, the people, the core, the hardcore YouTubers who are reviewing it say it's a great flowing game. But other people that are not testing the system are knocking it because they're hearing it's like 4E because it's grid-based combat. And I just think that I think what Wizards of the Coast is doing is Wizards of the Coast is just they don't care what Eric and Don think. Steve, you don't
No,
play
no,
much D&D, so I'm including you in this, but they really don't care about that. But let me tell you, but yes, they do also at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
they you know, trust me, I will say it like this. I think in the preceding probably by first of the year, there will be many surprises on the D&D front with
Oh,
sub-licensing
oh,
and
definitely.
such.
And
Yeah.
listen, if you take Dan at his word, and he's been playing since he was 13 or
Yep.
so with the same gaming group, and I don't see any evidence that says otherwise. Well, guess what? People that started gaming at that time were gaming with either BECME or
Yep.
AD&D 1A, then going into 2E. But that's what they were gaming with. And you know what? The love for those systems doesn't go away because you got new, bigger, brighter stuff. So I suspect you have respect for precedent, what came before, and I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not a harumpher right now. Harumph. No, I'm cautiously optimistic
Mhm.
about where D&D will be, but it's going to take time. I think, as Tim Kitchen pointed out, corporate changes usually take 18 to 24 months to see, 12 months at the shortest. And that's
Yep.
a huge movement because you're trying to take an oil tanker and trying to change its course on a dime, and they don't change on a dime.
Tom makes a point. He says, just went to the bookstore and they had a Dice Tower Decorate Mulvey box art set. Why the hell did they issue it for 50th anniversary? It's a total shut up and take my money. Because the old leadership at WotC frankly dropped the ball on the 50th.
Yep.
They had brilliant licensing attempt or brilliant licensing chances. They had a chance to make buku money, and they dropped the ball. But I will tell you right now, I believe from my exposure, Wizards of the Coast is going in a direction that's going to make fans of the OSR very happy. I really do. I think that they are really going to be they're orienting because they know that there's an OSR.
Right.
They really do.
And that's money that they're not tapping. It's an audience
That's
that
right.
should be buying their games, right? It's D&D.
Yep.
But isn't. And I'll probably do a video on this later. But somebody brought up in my Facebook group, well, why do people in the OSR even care about 5e? OSR should just play OSR and not be concerned about 5e. Well, if you haven't paid attention, okay, most of your OSR publishers of any size publish in 5e and OSR. Goodman Games at the DCC RPG. All of these classic reprints are old school system and 5e, or DCC and 5e. And why is that? Because 5e pays the effing bills.
Yes.
Okay? You can't forget that. I don't care if you don't give a flying fig Newton. The reality is, if you want to survive, 5e is going to be paying your bills so you can do the stuff that you like to do with the OSR.
Yes.
Don't go to
And the
message.
thing, and Tom again brings up the older. He says the OGL crisis is like a person think they could pet a strange dog and they got bit afterwards, like whatever they don't care about their dog. But this is the thing. That's the old leadership at WotC. and they are taking
They're taking
they're
ownership.
taking a approach at both existing IP and older IP. And I really honestly believe that Wizards of the Coast is doing a smart thing. I really do. And I just think that, and Jim Kitchen is correct. Nothing moves on a dime. We all want things to happen tomorrow.
Right.
I ordered from Amazon today. How come my freaking package ain't on my porch by noon tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
That's not how licensing goes and sub-licensing goes. Trust me, it's not how it goes. Just the licensing and the sub-license alone is a 12 to 18-month process. And once you get it, you're kind of a slave to not your release schedule, theirs. So, I have the cookbook. I like it.
Do I have
Watsy says, Tabletop Taproom says something real interesting here. He says, Watsy tried to touch third-party publishers and got bit. Now they act like they don't care about the dog, but they try to touch it. Tom, trust me, Watsy is extremely cognizant of third-party publishers now.
Oh, they've been showing them off on D&D Beyond, their marketplace. They are showing third-party 5th edition books as if they are published by Watsy. Yep. So they are, new leadership seems to be more cognizant, but also, again, new leadership isn't going around saying, we here at Watsy. They're going around saying, we here at D&D.
Yes.
The point of view has changed to one that's more immediate to the IP. And if you think that doesn't make a difference, you're going to be very surprised. That's my opinion. But everybody else was always like, well, you know what, Watsy, we believe that our game should reflect the modern times. And if no. Right now, Dan is apparently going to be running D&D as if it's its own company within.
Yes.
And that, you know what?
They're taking D&D, Eric, and instead of saying it's a product, they believe it's now, they're formally looking at it as its own independent product line.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really smart way to look at this.
And to be under one silo, one leader, as opposed to the 4 that it was under before. And, well, maybe it'll work with you. Oh, you know what? Steve's an asshole. So even though Steve's in charge of Mark, I don't want to deal with him. Screw that.
Well, leading by committee has never worked, hardly.
No. So I think it's looking cautiously optimistic, folks. Let me just say that again. Cautiously optimistic.
Okay. Tom says this at Don S'mores. So what are you saying? The old leadership of Watsy is dead. Long live Watsy. No, what I'm saying is this, is I believe with the new leadership team that they're slowly putting in place at Wizards of the Coast, is what they're doing is they're realizing that they have to make a change, that what they have been doing has not been working. And I think what they honestly believe now is that not only do they have 5e, but they also have existing older IP that is sub-licensable.
Right. It's sitting on the shelf, rotting.
That's right.
And Tom, like I was saying just now, they don't see themselves as Watsy. They see themselves as D&D. And that's a change. That's a whole change of perspective, and that's a whole change of what's important. It's like, we want to make D&D successful, not Watsy successful. That's incidental, because if D&D is successful, Watsy will be successful.
Because that's how they looked at Magic the Gathering for the longest time.
Yep. So now, but then again, here's the other issue. It's make or break.
Okay, I got to ask a question real quick. I'm going to totally go off subject here. Yeah. Whose cat is in the background horny as hell? Get that damn thing. Tom, is that Hemi? Steve, is that Hemi?
Yeah, he's down here begging for attention.
Give him some freaking attention.
Pick him up. Even Mike picks up his...
Give him Birdie. Give him something to do. But no, I think you're right, Eric. I think that, what this new management team at Wizards of the Coast has realized is that they have to do something because it's not been working. Everything they've tried is blown up in their face, and I think that they're taking D&D now. I think they're steering D&D's overall direction in a positive way. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but a lot of people don't know a lot of the background behind it now.
Yeah.
And I just think that they're realizing the key to this is sub-licenses, is what they're realizing now.
It's some licenses and it's giving access. Listen, people are paying for VTTs, right?
Yeah.
Well, WotC just said, hey, we have our Maps VTT. You know what? Starting September, everybody gets to use it for free. They are, and now if you're D&D Beyond's paid subscriber, you get some extra bells and whistles. But it's not stupid. That is smart. That's an amazing way to ensure that your players of D&D stay on your website, stay in your environment and your market. And that was probably something that was harder to do when there were 4 silos as opposed to everybody under one roof.
Thaddeus asks a question. He says, I wonder if you can get licensed to put out an RPG with a D&D tag on it, even if it doesn't use 5e or any version. The short answer to that is, Thaddeus, yes, you can.
Oh, I can tell you that I fully expect to see some kind of Warhammer style tabletop miniatures game coming out. No inside information. This is just knowing how the market works and knowing that WotC now giving D&D it's do what you will. That's money on the table. And if you only get a tenth of the market that Games Workshop has, and you can integrate it into your RPG, golden.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. And no, not battle system. Sorry. Because that sucked.
All right. We got about 10, 15 more minutes. Should we go to viewer mail?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
We actually had we got a really interesting email, but I'll read that second.
Oh, okay.
Hold on one second. A couple more comments. Boot Hill. And then Tom says, what about a license for an abandoned IP like I don't know, say? You never know. Never know. A lot of old IP out there. And then Thaddeus, we'll go to viewer mail, says, Don, knowing that to be the case, I think D&D as a specific RPG is indeed dead. It's just become a brand name only. Guys, I'll just say it like this. The next few months is going to be a really interesting time in the D&D news. Yep. So I'll leave it at that. But Ed from Toronto, Canada. Yep, mail call. Ed from Toronto, Canada messaged us and said, good show. Keep things up. You mentioned Wizard Showgirl posts the other day. I think D&D is indeed dead. Your thoughts on this? I think we just discussed that, Ed. So if you're watching this one, we kind of beat this in the dirt. But surprise, people, guess what? We have a savior of the OSR showing back up.
Oh, my God.
This is a bit of a read. I'm going to try to decipher it because it's horribly misspelled. There's no grammar in it.
So you're telling me this is classic viewer mail.
Classic viewer mail.
Okay.
This is from, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going to read this, okay? Fair Does my fellow hosts agree to this?
Go ahead.
I cannot promise I will not comment. I'm just saying.
Okay, here we go. This is from Don's inbred cousin in Loserville. You all three, comma.
Loserville, okay.
You put a comma in it. Not including the bald guy, Steve.
Wait. You got to pay to use commas. Sorry.
It gets worse. I'll start over. You all three, comma. Not including the bald guy, Steve. You get a pass, Steve.
Yay.
Although,
Steve, we got to work.
although I bet he was lapping at your heels, ruined one of the finest men, Justin L., one of the best restart companies, TSR, all over jealousy.
Wait. Did you say? Oh, restart. I thought you
Yeah,
said
no, it
another
was
word.
restart.
Sorry. Okay.
Eric, hold on.
Whoa,
Hold on.
wait. No, I'm 10
Nope, you're
cup,
Eric.
10 cup.
You're 10 carp later. Eric paid off judges. Don paid off cops and
Really?
prosecutors. I say boycott this channel, 10 carts chapnel, and loser Tom's channel, Tom with a lowercase t. Tom, why you always get the lowercase t in these?
Tom, you're a little Tom. I love you, Tom, but you're a little Tom.
These men are the ones who ruined the OSR, all three of them. And he put a period at the end of the sentence.
Oh no!
Oh, then you're real serious.
It goes on. It goes on. We need to now. Here comes the news, guys. There's a new company coming. We need to unite behind.
Wait. Why are you getting emails?
It's the vlog of anything's email. It's going across the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
We need to unite behind the new company that is coming soon, comma, an OSR company that will bring back honor to the OSR, and at its lead will be a man who will this time have safeguards in place. Period. Then, in all capital letters,
I never volunteered for the job, and I will have to say thank you for the offer, but I won't take it.
And then the email ends with all capital letters. Long live what is coming. It will be the end of these three channels and bring honor to the OSR. No period. Don't shoot the messenger, man. God, and I sat there and I fucking didn't put enough rum in my Coke tonight.
I didn't put anything in my.
Oh, hold on. Here comes my wife, the teacher. Eric, break out your red pen.
Can I go through this email later and then pen it and put it up online? I just go like, yeah.
Mike Burke, welcome to this channel. He says this guy seems to have a genuine mental issues. I don't know if it's worth giving this stuff here. It's viewer mail. We read the viewer mail, good or bad, because I'm not going to be accused of hiding. So, yeah, that's why we read the viewer mail. We don't get a lot of it, but when we do get it, we do read it. So, Dungeon Plunger says, you know who made it? Hate mail for the win. You know what? Hey, you know what? If a person wants to start their own OSR company startup, go for it. It'll be on the laurels of the company.
All I will say is this: if I got the actual money for the free rent that is spending somebody in somebody's head, it's like when they're walking down the street and they're like, Don, Bingo, and that bald-headed fuck. I can't stand them all.
Asshole. You made me spit my fucking nose.
And Tom, that little T. I would have Trump's money. I would have Elon's money because this is fucking priceless. I'll take the money. I'll take the hit for having had to pay a good law firm when somebody else went cheap. But this entertainment is priceless.
Your imitation of him made me spit rum and Coke up my nose, and that's not a good feeling, people.
I wasn't doing it. I'm pushing of anything. I'm just showing the frustration. And frustrated.
Oh.
Always got to keep the evening interesting.
Yeah, we do.
Folks, I'm here every night at 8:00. It seems.
So,
like, subscribe.
That's right. Like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
if you're watching on my channel, go to Don's channel, subscribe, and listen. We're gonna go back to a little seriousness here. If you want channels like this, shows like this, whether it is the vlog of many things, whether it is Talking Crit, the Random Party, Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse, Gamers House, whatever, inappropriate characters, subscribe. Okay, your subscribe. Listen, would I love it if you joined my channel and paid $1.99 a month? Yeah, awesome. More importantly, subscribe. Subscribe to all the channels that you enjoy, because it tells YouTube that you give a shit. Okay? And if you give a shit, then more people will find out. And then people like this will explode. And then there'll be brain matter all over like and it'll be like,
well, it also helps the reach of the channel.
It'll be like Final Tap. It'll be like the drummer Final Tap.
Because like as an example, Foogly a few weeks ago when we didn't do the Thursday show, remember that? Foogly, when we did the Friday show, we only did it on the vlog of many things, and Foogly was lost because he's like, where's it at? But if you subscribe to channels like the vlog of many things, what you do is you get notified in case Eric can't make a show, in case Tom can't make a show, or Steve. It brings exposure to all of us by subbing. Hit the like and subscribe. What you do is you get notified when there's a new show coming up and such. But RPG Grandma, you are a national treasure of gaming, my dear.
I like Foogly's reply.
Yes.
Yeah. He's gonna give it when he gets one.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I mean, your subscription, your likes, your comments, your views, that's the currency that fills us. And it's really something that we can't thank you enough. The live stream audience on listen, I think more people watch this live stream between Don's channel and my channel and Tom's whenever he's not getting kicked off. Sorry, Tom with the little T. Little T for now. I think it gets more views than Talking Crit, and Talking Crit does pretty good because we cover such a wide range of stuff. I don't care where you watch it. Just watch it, but make sure you subscribe to everybody who's giving you content.
But also along with that, across the bottom of the screen, you'll see an email. And if you have an idea for a show, if you want us to cover something, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, email us at thevlogofmanythings@gmail.com. Tell us just your first name, where you're from, and then what you want. And we are happy. We get people that email show ideas. We don't read those. But if you have a question you want read on air, we'll be happy to do it. We don't put your last name in it. If you have a show idea, that helps us out a lot because you help us steer to the content that you want to see also. So, input is also very important to us.
Yes.
So,
your feedback is really what we need, and love. So, again, I can't think of. I do this because I enjoy it. All right, folks,
it's fun,
and I enjoy being with these gentlemen and Tom with the small T. I enjoy being with them and hanging out because it's the shenanigans at my old gaming group. And I don't have to be the guy going. I got to manage the comments and all that stuff and whatever. I get to let my extremely long hair down.
You're getting long hair now, yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to put.
I got the Uncle Fester thing going on.
Yep. Scott Mulder says product updates. I'll do a video tomorrow on product updates. But Tom asks, what's going on with Gangbusters? Gangbusters is out right now. The softcover core rulebook and Rock Junction, the setting. We sold out the core rulebook. We're going to be pulling that. We pulled that off the market because we need to address a few input issues that people have given us some feedback on. So we're going to be putting out a second edition that's going to help us make the game a little bit better. Me and Mark had a video meeting the other night. So right now for sale on Wizard Tower Games website is the core rule setting only right now. But the new revised edition of Gangbusters, which has some player input into it. Not a lot, but we just figured a couple of the inputs were good ideas, so we might as well just go ahead and put them out there. So
And that's a responsive publisher, folks.
we try to be.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be doing a video tomorrow here, and I'll put it on Wizard Tower Games site, Wizard Tower Publishing, and also Vlog of Many Things. I'll kind of give an update of the broad stroke of what we got going. I have a video meeting tomorrow afternoon with some people in Washington State, and I might have a further update on some other things. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yay.
So that's a 1 o'clock meeting here. So we will do that. And I want to do an input on Interstellar with Scott. Scott Mulder and me are working on a game called Interstellar. It's a sci-fi RPG. So I'll be giving a big input on that. And yeah, Scott.
If you called it Intergalactic, we could have had like a theme song for it.
Yeah. So it's 9 o'clock, everybody. Eric has to get to his Discord speakeasy.
Yep.
Everybody.
So I'll see you all there.
Yep.
And again, subscribe to them all.
Yeah, subscribe to us all, everybody. So everybody have a good night, and we will see you over the course of the week, and also we'll see you live next week.
Okay.
So thanks for everybody for coming in to chat, and we'll talk to you guys later.